Hello there everyone, and welcome back. We have had ourselves a few matches against Space Marines in our last episode, and quite frankly they were not all that exciting. At least the two matches weren't, with the battle barges kind of avoiding me the entire time, and the second match, he just basically gave me the data and that was it. And also fed me a bunch of free renown, which is kind of nice of him. But, in all honesty, it was the third match that I really want to consider, when you have put on the fact that there's only like 3 minutes that I have to actually kill his ships for an assassination mission, and quite frankly, it looks like even without a brace for impact, he was able to get away there. Even though the generator was down at the last second, if that had died earlier, that could have changed things heavily. So it ultimately does beg the question: I need to focus my efforts on getting my Slanesh favors, I think, for the Acherons, or at the very least, if I'm going to be doing a data recovery or assassination, well, really, it's more an assassination. Data recovery is a little more fickle because the data can go bounce back and forth really quickly and really easily there. So, at least for an assassination mission, I probably should put more of my Hellbringers and maybe my Slaughter in to at least have more options of locking them down and give me more time. Because with how long he waited in that actual assassination mission, my Slanesh favor would have easily gone off before he actually decided to warp out, so it would have done me nothing there to do that prematurely, or at least when his warp jump came off cooldown. So I'm hoping after another match or two I could start rectifying that. And of course, this poor Acheron that's kind of a liability at the moment is still 2 matches away to get its damn level 6 in, so that's also the other priority I want to start focusing on. Well, this is going to be interesting. We're going to be fighting up against Solari now with this matchup, and it's going to be a convoy, which may not bode well for me, but at the same time, I actually got weapons that are really good against his deflectors at least, as we get a really loud truck in the background. So, without a doubt, this is probably a level 10 fleet, so am I prepared for this? Is the big question, because I'm only going to have 600 points. The devastation is going to be important here, I would imagine. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to have fighters to help deal a little bit with his, what is it, Custodian probably, or do I go with this spoiler and hope that's can single-handedly take care of it? This is an interesting question. I seriously don't want to go to spoiler and 2 Acherons. I really hate going so top-heavy. I like the versatility, and of course, I like trying to make use of all my ships there, especially since I want to get them all leveled. This is probably not going to go well for me, maybe, due to having less fighters, and not quite the favors to be able to effectively lock down either. Because, if anything, Solari might be expecting a Despoiler to Acherons here. The Despoiler, of course, getting super aggressive with a Nurgle or something like that. At least that's what I've normally seen Chaos players do. They throw the Despoiler in aggressively while the Acherons are harassing at range, so we'll have to see how this goes. Without a doubt, if he has a Custodian, I could be in a lot of trouble just because I'm not going to have like big overwhelming firepower to kill a Custodian really quickly. I just gotta hope I could spot it relatively quickly and do something about it. And all the while, is there a way I could kind of force them to be spread out some? Is really all I could do. I don't know if I like the idea so much. But I'm going to at least have one convoy in the gas cloud. Maybe a second one. And I don't want to have too much behind the rest of my fleet. We'll have 2 over here on the right. We'll see how this goes. I'm expecting a level 10 fleet, so I feel like a bit of an underdog here. Just a little bit, so I'm not sure what to expect or what's my proper strategy to go with, considering the massive burst potential he has. So let's see where this takes us. Also turn on the focus firing. So this seems relatively straightforward, doesn't it? I'm wondering what that little streak is I'm seeing on the side there, if that's any indication of anything. So there's no surprise, Custodian's out to play. I'm not surprised at all. Now, if I could detect this thing, that would be a good start. And he does have Warrens, which the only problem is if if I poke out forward and he spots me with the warnings, then there's not a lot I could do. We'll see though. I just gotta aggressively spot this thing. Try and aggressively spot this thing. And I might as well go after the custodian. Go after this thing, kill its generators. Let him launch the bombers. And I easily got a silent run maneuver ready. So this is not as effective as it could be. Oop, that was the wrong button. But he is in the gas cloud, so I probably should have got ready for another beacon. Now, can we just take this thing out? Just take the shields out and... Okay, so much for that idea. Can I throw another one? No, I can't. Not very well, unfortunately. But I can chase this thing down relatively well. And get it wedged into a corner. And the wardens are spotting. So these things without a doubt are evading. And I do have extended sensors, so this is not as terrible as it sounds. I just gotta make sure these things avoid damage. In fact, let's just have fun here. If he's gonna make this easy, then let's make it easy for him. Now, get this Hellbringer spot. Now murder him. Hopefully murder this thing. Because it's no one's surprised he's trying to focus on these things. Oh, sadly I did miss. I would have liked to ram that thing. But, if you want to make it easy, by all means. And I lost the conveyor. Oh no, yeah, I did lose the conveyor. It was danged to the damn custodian though. So, Protector's gone. We can silent run pretty soon. I just gotta get more fighters up before I can worry about that. Now, is there any way we can hide these things? Because that helps some, but not a lot just yet. And I do have extend sensors to help. But until I start damaging this thing, it's not going to help. I do know what he's going after though. Now, lances start firing, killing this thing. Maybe there's a chance we can win this still. There, let's see if two can play this game. Although I have no more beacons, so... Oh, and of course now, I have no beacons to actually punish that, so... I gotta try and ram him and get him out of position. It's really all I could do, and actually it might still work relatively well. Okay. Okay, jamming's gone. He's going to go to evasive maneuvers. Let's try and finish this thing off quickly. No, you're not gonna get it. I'm sorry. Not happy, Solari. This is disappointing. I was expecting a little bit more, but he's... So, this is not over yet, though, apparently. Because, yeah, this is actually not over. As much as I like to get at him, I still could lose dang convoy to those damn warnings because I wasn't paying attention, so... That's still disappointing. Really committing to a kamikaze. No long-term plan. No, it wasn't. It wasn't confusing. I tried to ram you with some wardens. It was actually going well, but then I lost focus of them. And of course, missing with the second convoy ram probably cost me there, because if both those wardens could have consistently been ramming his ships, or my conveyors could have been ramming his wardens, then I probably would have won that match, because they were doing good damage, especially with the brace for impact. I don't remember what kind of armor the wardens had, mind you, but with the 200 health and the brace for impact armor, I think those conveyors could have just won that, since he is prone to neglecting his wardens, as, if you remember correctly, he likes to get his frigates rained to mines a whole lot. I don't know what the count was, but I think I had that going for me, and I think that loss was on my side there. Despite the fact we did destroy his fleet there. He was spread out, mind you, so it wasn't exactly the most practical type of battle if it was like, say, a cruiser clash, but nonetheless, we did clobber his entire fleet, and I don't think I lost a single thing. It was still a loss, though. If nothing else, it was still sadly a loss, and I might as well get the overcharge for the additional shield damage, shouldn't I? And then start working towards the extent lance range, as well as upgrading my fighters a bit, but at least apparently those lances make those Tau ships a lot more easier to consistently damage, at least, because I'm pretty certain he had an adaptive deflector on those damn things, and they were probably air cache too. I just need to be able to multitask a little bit better, I guess. At least with conveyors, because those things are a lot more durable than you can take than what they seem. So long as they don't get rammed on the side or the front or the back rather, the rear. That's the main thing. That's where the 25 armor's at. Alright, Michael Kilgore, if that's your real name, it is time to face off in a cruiser clash against you. And I think what I would like to do is to try and get this damn Acheron now to level 6 finally. Because it needs 2 more matches? Maybe 1 more? I can't remember. I wasn't paying that much attention to experience there. I think it's 2 more, but with 600 point battle, I can only afford 1 single Hellbringer to service my spotter. Hell, and I'm not going to have any frigates for spotting as well, anyway. I'm definitely not going to have the points for a battleship. Not that I want a battleship in here. I like to try to avoid that, because I'm kind of thinking a little bit with the best of 3 type of mentality, at least for ranked mode. And I already mentioned before how much I like to at least get use out of all my ships there. Especially if, worst case, they all get destroyed, I want to save if I'm on my renown. At least I have a backup fleet, which I kind of do with the spoiler and the slaughter. Although, if I lose my Hellbringer, I may have to repair that, because I haven't gotten much use out of these Mark 1 Hellbringers anytime. Well, I haven't got much use out of them at all, pretty much. And the one time I actually want to field them was when I misplaced them for a regular Mark 2 Hellbringer when I went up against Crooked there as his Eldar fleet, so that was probably the only practical use there, and it makes me wonder if I want to swap one of them out for a Mark II variant, and then keep at least 1 carrier Hellbringer for that niche situation, kind of like how I had my Lance Dauntless for my Imperial Navy fleet is kind of more niche and more specialized. Nonetheless, we are fighting a lower Admiral level player, so I'm feeling really good about this. I think things are going well for me, especially with the sheer number of beacons. I'm just going to have to deal with a Widowmaker. Possibly. More than likely, and with the sheer number of lances I have available, that will be easy to do. I just got to make sure I get multiple shots on it before he silent runs. Assuming he even does that to begin with, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt until I see him making those mistakes. So, we're all set up. We got a gas cloud that we can kind of utilize there, especially in combination with my Auger Disruptor. So that's a really damn good spot for me to engage. I just gotta get rid of the annoying little pest that is the Widowmaker, because he can spot me outside of my jamming range. So destroying that is kind of a priority if I want to do anything sneaky. Anything bold rather. Because I'm otherwise going to be staying in maximum range to minimize the amount of damage I take from his macro cannons otherwise. And if nothing else, I don't have to worry about a Retribution, or an Emperor for that matter. So it's either Overlords and a bunch of cruisers that he may be fielding. And all these have emission dissipators, so I can easily dodge torpedoes and not reveal myself. Although again, it is a question if maybe if I cut out the emission dissipators for other upgrades, how useful will that be? Because this is more of a quality of life, a convenience thing. I don't know how essential it actually is for Chaos, although it is definitely the most potent upgrade to get, as opposed to the other factions, the emission dissipator. Because Chaos can definitely benefit from it, because they want to stay at maximum range possible. What is it? Tau could benefit from it some, but I don't even think any Tau has even gone with a more railgun based build. They rely so much on more their Manta bombers than anything else. So I don't think I've seen a railgun based type of Tau fleet that could benefit from that as well. At least from running gunning at least, while avoiding me. So we got 9 ships, oh boy. So a handful of frigates. This seems like a very generic, straightforward type of match, which I'm fine with. More renown for me, and it gives me the renown I need for the Acheron to finally get level or favor in. Although, with how close this thing is going to be to level 6, if I have my way, I'm going to need an additional 200 renown to actually pay for the upgrade, so I am not going to get my favor out of this match, am I? More than likely. Unless I get my 800 renown now and it's still not level 6. That would be the only exception. So this is going to be the easiest engagement in the world though, because I'm going to be attacking from the side, and all the ships on the right are going to be so delayed once I do engage. I just want to make sure I spot them, and make sure this dang Acheron can actually get a shot off. Is most important. Okay, so we can start shooting, we can start laying them up. 2 Widowmakers, interesting. That I was not expecting. And I am getting spotted, but that'll be short-lived. And that's what lances can do for you, wow. Those are some potent lances. Oh, they're all Widowmakers, so much for my stealth tactics, I guess. This is more or less a throwaway match. Potentially. He's still got a bunch of Dauntlesses that can be a threat. They basically have the same health pool as I do, so I can't take this lightly. But I could... oh, autocast bombs, that's fine. Burn all your plasma bombs all you want. It's gonna do you a little good. And now, let's just focus our fire and prioritize the big threat. Let's get the Mechanicus and just break it. Okay, 1 supercharged force shield gone there. Switch targets. Maybe if I'm really lucky, I might kill the Widowmaker as a bonus. And I have 1 more stasis bomb to keep slowing him down. And that Acheron doesn't even need to move that much. For some reason, though, the torpedoes are going through the stasis bomb. Don't ask me how that works. But this is as effective as engagement as I can get. I just gotta make sure I do the damage I need to for this to really pay off. And he's got brace for impact there. He's got brace for impact there. I think these are all Lance Phoenix because I haven't really seen any light frigate type of Lances just yet. So 2 critical hits there, neither of which were actually on the engine. But that's a good damn start. Now, can I take out this Dictator? This Dictator is actually the carrier ship, is it? Yep. And he does have torpedoes, which most get negated, and they were melted torpedoes apparently, so let's start evading. Hell. Oh, I could just cheese this so easily. This is the power of Siege, folks. Relish in its might. Because now he can't do much of anything. Not for a while, at least. But I am still going to take ramming damage, so let's turn around and dodge, and also Augur Disruptor more. And I might ram myself some here. And insubordination of some kind is going on here. Kill off his ships. Oh, and you can hit yourself too, that'd be kind of nice. Meltas did hit me, but thankfully he's on something that hasn't yet repaired. So, this is still, despite how weird the start has been, this is still risky for me if I don't try and evade, because he has a lot of firepower in those torpedoes if I don't take him seriously. And I took out the one ship that was basically crippled all this time. So, focus your fire, generator's gone, that's a big deal. Yeah, he's basically just auto-casting his way through this, so... just give me some distance, have some fighters at the ready, and just melt this thing. Actually, oh, I can't. I was thinking maybe I can just jam it so that way it can't fire torpedoes, but can't do it here. And he is firing meltas or has them set to autocast, so yeah, this is basically a move fleet. One that I could just dodge. Oh well. Bot or not, or whatever the hell it is, this is looking like a win. I'll let this damn dictator go. As disappointing as this is. Oh well. It seems like, I feel like there's been a lot, well, with how my tone has been, it seems like both matches have been disappointing, although in all honesty, it's not because Solari was playing badly, I just disliked him playing super aggressively and kamikazing onto my fleet. I would have rather liked a real match, is why I'm all upset about it. Not so much anything else. Although, it's still renown. It's still good renown, and I will happily take it. And he gets his fleet except for the one Dauntless I just brutalized. Oh well. If the truth still stands, though, that if he can hit me with those torpedoes, and he did have short burn torpedoes, that still hurts a lot with how close he was getting. It is still something I need to take seriously and manage well. Especially since I did burn my orders on the lock-on, so I didn't have a brace for impact to help increase my likeliness to mitigate that damage. Although in the end, since he wasn't using broadside, well, who am I kidding? The Dictator was more of a support carrier ship, so it's not like he had the most efficient type of broadside weaponry anyway. It's mostly the bombers and torpedoes, so the Dictator is perfectly fine facing towards me. Dauntlesses I do question a little bit more. And the least he could have done is maybe ram me with the Dauntlesses some, especially since he did have brace for impact for that, if I had to criticize. But the Dictator was doing what it was supposed to, and he did get some torpedo hits in. Of course, they were melted torpedoes, which I had repairs available, so they didn't really do as much as they could have. Although with that said, ooh, we actually do get our levels, so much for my plans and dreams of gaining my favor. We are now 50 short. So, unless I want to take out one of these favors, which is mostly more of a waste than anything else, we are stuck with another match to get this. Get at least one of the Slaanesh favors, so we're just going to have to go and play another one. And I think my ultimate plan is I'll do one, maybe two more videos of Chaos, and then I think I might actually jump back over to Space Marines there, because I am really interested in figuring out the Lance Battle Barge some more, because it seems like it worked well for me there, and I want to see its potential, see if there's some synergy there after all with the Vanguards, because those are actually the toughest ships in my experience playing as Space Marines that I can actually get to work with the rest of the fleet, because the strike cruisers and battle barge, the Mark 1 battle barge, actually require shields to be down to maximize their damage potential. Vanguards don't really rely on that as much. That is my plan anyway. Well, this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be facing off against Phoenix again, but we're going to be doing a planetary assault, and I'm fairly certain I thought this said it was a defender at first. Oh well, no matter. As the attacker, I got the mobility anyway to kind of get at the point relatively well, assuming I can keep him from intercepting me aggressively. And if the last time I fought Phoenix was any indication, he's not going to be the kind to come at me headlong, at least. So this just begs the question, what do I field? Probably the same as usual, more than likely. more than likely, but nonetheless, it's pretty straightforward. I'm just wondering, do I want to mix this up in any way at all? I could fit in another devastation, although that doesn't really help me in power in any way at all, besides maybe dealing with his boarding torpedoes and Thunderhawks a little bit better. If nothing else, maybe? I'm just wondering how I can start spicing this up and mixing up my fleet composition, because the 2 Acherons, Devastation, 2 Hellbringers have been working really well. I like the firepower it all brings to me, especially since all of them do have access to lance batteries of some kind to kind of focus on chipping them down at range relatively consistently and reliably, especially against Space Marines with their high armor. It's really damn good against them. As we found out the hard way though, it's not exactly effective against the battle barge when I'm on the clock. Here though, I have a lot more convenience, a lot more leniency, since I only have to wait, worst case, till the 3rd bombardment before I have to actually get on top of the objective aggressively. So that gives me about maybe 10 minutes almost. I'm not exactly sure how the timer works there, but I imagine it's like 8-9 minutes in before I have to really worry about the 3rd objective. That would be the game deciding one, if I were to ignore the first 2. But I pretty much know what to expect already. I have a really damn good idea what to expect. It's just a matter of has he improved his play since the last time I encountered him or not. Only one way to find out, quite frankly. And I'm gonna have to try and take down some of these beacons so that way I do have a little more room to breathe. They do have that 12,000, macro turret that can do notable amount of damage, but it's mostly a stasis bomb. That's gonna be a little bit awkward if I'm gonna try for the middle. And finally, my Acheron's now level 6 with its own extended lances, so we have no more liability here. No more liability. I can freely fire at max range without being hindered in any way, which is going to be really good if he's going to play that passive route again. It's going to be good there, although the first time I played him, yeah, really, the one match with his battle barges where he played super passive, I didn't even have my Acheron, so it wasn't really that big of a deal then. I had my Despoiler and Slaughter. And in that case, my Slaughter was the liability because it didn't really have any range to effectively shoot. Even though I did have the extended range on the lances? I can't remember. I know I got the armor piercing rams, which I think I chose to get them instead, so it may still be stuck at 6,000 range. Nonetheless, he's taking his time for some reason. He likes to keep us in suspense, doesn't he? Oh well. Nonetheless, the plan is pretty straightforward. Not much else to say, and 600 points, so this is looking pretty much like Battle Barge and 2 strike cruisers. I know my points really well with the 600 point fleet. And it's looking like it as well. Not a problem at all, because I can easily dodge, and what the hell, oh. Did I bug out the range on this thing? There we go. Problem solved. I almost accidentally conceded the match. We don't want that either. And was I even looking at the torpedoes? No, it wasn't. So I'm just conveniently flying towards the torpedo arc a little bit. But that's fine. We have 2 minutes to try and shoot down some of these beacons. Try and get some more open space and get ready to take this more seriously. So, let's start by taking down this one beacon here. Actually, I should get ready to start turning, that way I can get more into the middle. A little more freedom, although ultimately it's going to be my Mark II Hellbringer that's going to be doing that work. I think that's a safe assumption there. And am I actually going to dodge these torpedoes relatively well? I'm hoping anyway. I am hoping, because that thing's pretty much dead. It's only my Devastation doesn't have the range just yet. Is it dead? I want it to die. Sadly, the Hellbringer's stuck in there, but we did kill the beacon. Now we can start focusing on the other one and kill that too. And in a moment, we're going to be just about ready to reveal him, and then we can start whittling down his ships too. Hell, I could just sit here for a moment and just let him make the move. I want to kind of sort of beacon down. Yeah, let's just start shooting. Now, that's the... He apparently had a massive level increase since then. Although these are only shield disruptions, so... Okay, let me just hold position, dodge, and get this Acheron in a good spot. Hellbringer, you're perfectly fine. Stasis Bomb's going to be an annoyance there. I did take more torpedo hits than I would have liked. There. We are all set. We're probably going to... Oh, I was going to say maybe forfeit the first objective, but it's practically right here. We got an easy time with this first objective. I did get lucky, but we're not done yet. We are by no means done yet, so just keep hounding this thing and make him suffer, I guess. Oh, stop rebelling on me. We need you to go the right way, although it helps if I had you in your own separate group. There, problem solved. Now, just finish this thing off quickly. I almost want to lock on, but that is the wrong group there. Yeah, but we're golden. I could just run and dodge this in a moment's notice, especially if his prow's all gone. His engine's all gone, and everything else is pointless. And I also have Auger Disruptors to just deny any attempt he has to get vision of me. Okay, he did have to auto-cast Stasis Bomb, or some Stasis Bomb, so I give him that at least. Because that Hellbringer is going to be slowed down, but it already did what it needed to. Yeah, and I'll give him his levels too, because those two poor strike cruisers are pretty limping right now, needless to say. They're not going to be doing a whole lot for a while. But neither is this battle barge, quite frankly, for that matter. And he doesn't have me quite detected yet. Although his lack of belt armor is quite notable. Yeah, it was a fairly straightforward match, even with the power increase, or the levels he got on his fleet. It didn't do him much good. It really comes down to probably poor abilities. The lack of belt armor has definitely punched him there with the sheer amount of critical hits I managed to get. Because both his strike cruisers lost their prow, whether it was damage or a permanent critical hit. Those still means your strike cruiser is almost useless, unless you want to use it for a battering ram. I play enough Space Marines to know you need to keep that prow up. The deck, of course, is really important if you're utilizing a Chapter Master, or even relying on your bombardment can criticals in any sense, but the prow makes or breaks those strike cruisers, and with a lack of belt armor, hell, it's entirely possible. Even though I don't think I even used my lock-on, which really emphasizes how screwed he was there, because I got in a little bit lucky on those critical hits, I think. I got a damaged prow, and then I think I destroyed both his prows after he even repaired the damage results, so it was not going well for him. But it's tough. Needless to say, it's tough, but I like to feel like I had some good success near the end when I was playing Space Marines, and even after, in matches I haven't been recorded, whenever I felt like playing Space Marines, I even had some good luck against high-level chaos, but I'm not gonna lie, it is still tough, but those torpedoes can do a number on them, especially if they're not feeling the spoiler, or anything that can reliably shoot them down. You just gotta be able to either catch them off guard, or somehow get really close and not have them hit you with a Slanesh and get totally screwed by it. Needless to say, that was really damn straightforward there regardless. So, don't know what else much to say. It's more of a case for me to show rather than do, which is where I'm hoping to jump back into Space Marines really damn soon. I'm starting to get a little bit bored with the Chaos some. I don't know if it's fair to say I'm bored with them. It is really simple as well. Kind of like how it has been with Orcs, hasn't it? Only the difference is here I need to be a little more tactical with staying hidden, especially with the Chaos Mirror matches. I've actually been enjoying the Chaos Mirror matches, as boring as it may seem to actually watch.